Wake up, little Hulk. You there, skipping leg day, skipping squats, skipping effort, and then wondering why you have skinny legs and a jelly-like glute. Want to know the truth nobody tells you? Weak legs are a sign of a man who is weak in discipline, hormones, and mentality. Does it hurt to hear? Great. It was supposed to hurt. Everyone wants a bulging chest and arms bursting out of their t-shirt, but when it comes to leg day, it all disappears. It disappears just like your testosterone when you trade heavyweight training for a soft machine. And that's exactly where the problem lies. You are sabotaging your own body without realizing it. Buttocks and legs aren't just about aesthetics, little Hulk. They are the motor hormonal of your body. That's where you activate more muscle fibers, more neural demand, more hormonal response. When you ignore that, the message your body receives is simple. We don't need to be strong. A weak body produces weak hormones. Chick testosterone. Now pay attention, because this is where the real deal begins, separating a man from an extra. It's not a lack of exercise, it's a lack of strategy. You might train legs, but you train them wrong. You train them softly. You train with fear. You train as if you're apologizing to the weight. And muscles don't respect polite apologies. Muscles respond to threat. The number one mistake the average glute builder makes is thinking that anything will make their glutes grow. A leg press here, a leg extension. There, 3 poorly executed sets, and presto, I trained legs. You didn't train anything. You just strolled through the gym. The gluteus is a lazy muscle. If you don't wake him up with a slap, he'll keep sleeping. And there's more. Glutes and legs are the muscles most robbed by your own lifestyle. Sleep poorly, they suffer. Eat poorly, they suffer. Live stressed, anxious, with high cortisol levels, they suffer. Because while you live like a disorganized Hulk, your body goes into energy-saving mode. And guess where it saves energy first? In the large muscles. Here's where the scientific part comes in, but without the frills. When you don't train your legs properly, you reduce the stimulation of anabolic hormones like testosterone and GH. At the same time, you increase cortisol, the stress hormone, the one that devours muscle like termites in old wood. The result? Weak body, stagnant strength, unresponsive legs. And there's no point in crying and saying, "Oh, but my body type is difficult." Difficult body type is a gourmet excuse for well-trained laziness. What exists is wrong stimulus, plus wrong routine, plus weak mindset. Now hold this mental image. Your body is a company. Your glutes and legs are the main factory. You, as an incompetent boss, are constantly shutting down the machines early, reducing workloads, and firing employees. Then you complain that production has dropped. It dropped because you're a bad boss. And that's exactly why this secret technique works so fast. It's not magic. It's activate what you've always neglected. It's about stopping treating leg training as punishment and starting to treat it as a weapon. But calm down, little Hulk. Before I give you the technique, you need to understand the extent of the damage you're doing, because if you don't see the problem, you'll apply the solution like an idiot, half-heartedly, without intensity, without consistency. Look at yourself today. Thin legs, non-existent glutes, crooked posture, stony strength, and still wondering why he's always tired, unmotivated, with the energy of a snail. It's not a lack of coffee, it's a lack of male stimulation in the body. A man who truly trains his legs walks differently, breathes differently, thinks differently. Because when you master the most difficult exercise, the body understands a clear message. This one can handle pressure. And that's what you're going to start building here. No Nutella workouts. No TikTok exercises designed to look pretty. No easy promises. It is a technique applied with controlled force, awareness, and brutality. In the next chapter, I'll show you. Where exactly are you going wrong in your glute and leg workout? Why do most people do everything backwards? And how does this hinder growth, strength, and hormones all at once? It's getting ready, because from here on out, either you turn the tables, or he'll continue to be the Hulk who avoids squats and then complains about life. Now, we're going to rub the truth in your face, little Hulk. If your buttocks aren't growing, it's not genetics, it's not age, it's not a lack of supplements. That's because you train like a tired civil servant on a Friday afternoon. Low intensity, little intention, and zero respect for your own body. The first egregious mistake you make is training legs without truly training glutes. What do you mean? You ask, confused. Simple. You exercise, but you don't. Conscious activation. You push weights with your lower back, your knees, anything. But not with your glutes. The result, the muscle doesn't receive the growth signal. It just sits there, abandoned, like a New Year's resolution. Glutes don't grow with automatic movement. They grow when you learn to contract, hold, and squeeze the muscle against the load. If you squat like a roadside mannequin's, going down and up without control, congratulations, you just wasted energy. Now science comes into play, but pay attention so you don't get lost. The gluteus maximus is a dominant muscle in hip extension. This means that if you don't master the movement of push the ground backward and down, the quadriceps and lower back are the ones that do all the work. Then you leave the workout with tired thighs, a complaining back, and your glutes intact, sleeping like a baby. And then what does Hulk do? Add more exercises, more sets, more volume. You think quantity solves technical incompetence? It doesn't. More mistakes only lead to more mistakes. Another classic problem, Huk's load. Of Nutella, you choose a weight that makes you comfortable, that allows you to chat during breaks, that doesn't threaten your ego. But muscle grows when it feels threatened. If at the end of the set, you're not questioning your life choices, the weight is wrong. The right load isn't the one you lift pretty well. It's the one that forces you to tighten your abdomen, focus your breathing, and to clench the gluteus as if one's dignity depended on it. Because it depends. Now let's talk about the hormonal imbalance, the one nobody talks about. When you train your legs without real intensity, your body doesn't release testosterone and growth hormone, GH, in significant amounts. Conversely, if you're stressed, sleep poorly, and do excessive cardio like a desperate hamster, cortisol levels rise. And high cortisol is the biggest enemy of full glutes and legs. Translating into plain language, you're training to get lean on a body that has no muscle at all. One mistake after another. It sounds like a joke, but it's a tragedy. Now visualize this scene. Your buttocks are a safe. The key calls mechanical tension plus muscle awareness. You're trying to open the safe by hitting it with a plastic spoon. It won't open, ever. And no, before you ask, doing 50 repetitions won't help. Colored elastic won't help. There's no point in doing a different Instagram exercise. What works is simple and brutal. Correct movement, amplitude, real maximum contraction, progressive load. But that requires something. The average Huk hates attention and discomfort. And here comes another slap. You don't grow your glutes because does not respect rest. Train your legs today, then tomorrow you want to train them again to speed up results. Speed up what, if the muscle hasn't even recovered yet? Muscle grows outside of training, not during. During training, you destroy it. Outside of it, you rebuild it. But because you sleep poorly, eat junk food, and live with teenage anxiety, your body doesn't rebuild anything. It just survives. So record this, leg training isn't just exercise, it's hormonal message. When you do it right, your body understands that it needs to get stronger. When you do it wrong, your body understands that it needs to conserve energy. And conserving energy means small glutes, weak legs, bad posture. In the next chapter, I will give you Therrell's secret technique. It's not a miracle exercise. It's a method of execution and stimulation that activates the glutes and legs like most people never have before, and that's why it transforms you so quickly. It's getting ready, because in Chapter 3, either you accept reality, or he can continue training like Hulk and complaining like a victim. Now listen up, little Hulk, because this is the end of the idle chatter. The time has come for secret technique. And let me warn you, it's not secret because nobody knows about it. It's secret because almost no one has the courage to apply it the right way. This is not a new exercise. It's not a magic machine. It's not a miracle supplement. It is a method of execution and stimulus that transforms glutes and legs quickly because it forces the muscle to work, not for a stroll. Let's get straight to the point. The technique is based on 3 brutal pillars: neural pre-activation, prolonged mechanical stress, and intelligent metabolic finishing. Does it seem complicated? Relax. I'll translate it into language that a functional man can understand. Pillar 1, pre-activation, waking up the glutes. Before the punch, the mistake the average gluteus maximus makes is hitting the squat with their glutes asleep. Then it's the knees, lower back, and ego that are doing the work. Result, 0 glutes. Before strenuous exercise, you need wake up the glutes to send the right message to the brain. This isn't just being picky, it's basic neuroscience. When you do 2 to 3 short activation sets, controlled hip extension, glute bridge with pause, or focused abduction, you turn on the muscle. It's like warming up the engine before a race. But watch out, Huk, pre-activation. It's not tiring, it's about activating. Few repetitions, maximum contraction, pause for 2 to 3 seconds at the top. If it turns into cardio, you've messed up again. Pillar 2, prolonged. Mechanical tension. The gluteus under controlled torture. Here lies the heart of the technique. You're going to take basic exercises, squats, lunges, deadlifts, step-ups, and apply them, time under tension in truth. This means go down, slowly, 3 to 4 seconds. Pause at the most difficult point. To climb with intention, crushing the gluteus. No more going up and down like an uncontrolled spring. That's rushed, overly aggressive training. Muscle grows when it's under tension, not when you're juggling weights. And here comes the detail that sets men apart. Amplitude real. If you only go down to where it's comfortable, you're not training. You're negotiating with pain. Glutes only engage strongly when the hips are working through. A safe, maximum range of motion. It will burn, it will tremble, it will scorch. That's right. That feeling is your glutes finally working. Pillar 3, metabolic finishing, closing the muscle's coffin. After the heavy, controlled charge comes the final blow. Here you use longer sets, short rest periods, and total focus on the contraction. The goal is not to lift more weight. It's fill the muscle with blood, create metabolic stress, and send the final growth signal. But pay attention, it's not about doing 200 repetitions like a desperate person. Choose 1 or 2 exercises and execute with murderous intent. A series that almost fails. Short break, maximum contraction in each repetition. If in the end your glutes aren't as hard as a rock and your legs don't look like they're about to retire, you didn't do it right. Now, for the slap of reality. This technique works fast because corrects 3 errors at once. Lack of activation, poor execution training without real stimulus. But here's the part that Huk doesn't like to hear. It only works if you have discipline. There's no point in applying it for a week and then disappearing. There's no point in doing things half-heartedly. There's no point in jumping when it starts to hurt. Testosterone doesn't respect laziness. Muscle doesn't grow with excuses. This technique demands mental presence, emotional strength, and a willingness to suffer a little. And that's precisely why it transforms not only the body, but also posture, confidence, and the way you walk. In the next chapter, I'll show you how to fit this technique into your routine, how many times a week, how to avoid overtraining, and how to transform that stimulus into continuous results without becoming a slave to the gym. Now comes the part that separates those who truly change from those who just get excited, little Hulk. You already understand the problem. You've already seen where you're going wrong. You've already learned the technique. Now the question is simple. Are you going to apply as a man, or as a gym tourist, because let me tell you an uncomfortable truth. The body doesn't lie. It perfectly reflects the level of your discipline. Sagging glutes, weak legs, slumped posture, that's not bad luck. It's historical. It's a true reflection of the choices you repeat every single day. The technique you learned wasn't meant to be used whenever you feel like it. It works when you turn it around. Non-negotiable routine. It's like brushing your teeth. It's like going to work. It's like paying bills. You don't wake up excited to pay bills, but you do. Leg training falls into the same category, the obligation of a man who respects himself. Now let's organize this so it doesn't turn into a mess made by an excited Hulk. The ideal is simple and efficient. Train your legs and glutes twice a week. Not less, so as not to become a weak stimulus. That's all, so it doesn't turn into emotional overtraining. A heavier day focused on load, mechanical stress, and control. Another more metabolic day focused on contraction, intelligent volume, and finishing. Between these training sessions, descanso, sonno e comida decenta, because muscle doesn't grow from yelling. It grows during recovery. And here's another blow you need to accept. If you sleep 5 hours a night, live with anxiety, caffeine to the max, and your cell phone in your face until 2 a.m., no technique will help. Your body is too busy trying to survive to think about growing. Getting a good night's sleep is not a luxury. It is hormonal strategy. While you sleep, GH levels rise. While you sleep, cortisol levels drop. While you sleep, your body rebuilds what you destroyed during your workout. Sleeping poorly is like trying to fill a leaky bucket. No matter how hard you try, you never get results. And the food, let's not romanticize it. If you eat like a neglected teenager, full of sugar, junk food, and ultra-processed foods, your body becomes an inflammation factory. High inflammation means a bad environment for muscle growth. It's that simple. You don't need to become a monk, but you need to stop acting like an irresponsible Hulk. Now pay attention to this part, because it's more complex than it seems. When you start training your legs and glutes seriously, something beyond the physical changes. Your posture changes, your walk changes, your presence changes, because you are training the basics, and a strong foundation supports everything. A man who runs away from the toughest training runs away from other things in life. Avoid confrontation, avoid effort, avoid discomfort. A man who tackles leg day learns to stay strong when it burns, when it hurts, when he wants to give up. And this skill spills over beyond the gym. Work, relationships, personal discipline, everything feels the impact. And don't come at me with that, "Oh, but nobody sees legs" excuse. You see, your body can see it, your brain sees it, and the brain responds with more confidence when it senses real strength. Now for the closing, because this needs to stick in your mind. There is no rapid transformation without daily commitment. There is no secret technique that works with a weak mindset. There is no such thing as a strong body in a chaotic routine. But if you apply what you've learned here, activation, tension, execution, rest, and consistency, your body responds. It always responds, because the body is fair. It returns exactly the effort you put in. You started this video like a jumping jack. You end up with the chance to become a man who builds strength from the ground up. The choice is yours. Or are you going to keep complaining about your body in the mirror? Either start respecting the kind of training that most people avoid, or start respecting it. Training legs isn't punishment. It's a declaration of masculinity. And now go ahead. Carry the weight. Descend with control. Go up with intention, because strong glutes, strong legs, and strong discipline, they don't lie.